You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah by your side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through.
Okay. Ina alhamdulillah wa salat wa salamallah wa rasulallah. I want to welcome everybody to the first class for today. And this is our class of Aqidah. And for this class, we're speaking about how the fitra has been awakened for all of us. And now what we're going to do, and by the way, I got the wrong background. I'm sorry. Y'all don't know how stressful this has been. I didn't freeze, did I? I'm trying not to freeze up. Okay. All right. Sorry. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I'm sorry. Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay. And this part too. Got to be color coordinated. Everything has to be professional. All right. Like I was saying, this class is so important because since our hearts have been, the fitra has been a... Come on, people, don't text me. Since the fitra has been awakened in everybody's heart right now, the jihad or the struggle has begun to try to keep that light ignited as we go about, our daily lives, continuing to get closer to Allah, staying away from the things he commanded us to stay away from and doing what he's commanded. And before I start the class, I got a question here. Yes, sister, go ahead and ask your question again. It sounds like it's a good question. That's why I wanted her to ask it live. Go ahead. Hello? Where's the sister at? Is the person still here?
Assalamualaikum, sis.
Okay, walaikum salam. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was having a conversation with someone about loving people unconditionally. And so, for example, you have a mom and a dad, and they're your parents, so I'll gift you to them, right? And you make a mistake or you do something wrong or whatever happens, your parents are supposed to love you unconditionally through your bad doings, your mistakes, and guide you to the correct way of doing it. And the person I was talking to was saying, no, that you're not supposed to love people through their wrongdoings and their mistakes. You're not supposed to love people unconditionally. So I just wanted to know what your take on that was.
Okay, it's not my take. The question is, what does Allah teach us? And this is the Christian mentality. That's what happens a lot of times. And that's why I like this question, because it goes with this class, our topic. Oftentimes, guys, when we find ourselves living in a non-Islamic society, we end up adapting their way of looking at things, their ideology. Okay, and this is the problem with Muslims living in the West, because the Western world, the Western hemisphere, our countries are not governed by the laws and rules of Islam. In fact, our countries, most of them are governed by Christianity and Judaism, which is Zionism, okay? And Zionism is a separation of religion and state, okay? The Christians haven't practiced Christianity in centuries, and the Jews have not practiced Judaism in centuries. Their books have been destroyed, and their books were all replaced with the Quran. So, you know, we talk about unconditional love. For the Christians and the Jews, unconditional love means that we love our children, and we love our parents, and we love our leaders, and we love our family people, even though they do wrong. That's part of the turn the other cheek mentality that modern day Christians and Jews have. Okay? For Islam, for us Muslims, unconditional love means the opposite. Unconditional love for us means I love you unconditionally as long as you are living your life in obedience to Allah, in obedience to the Prophet Muhammad, in obedience to our religion. But should you deviate away from obedience to Allah, from obedience to the Prophet, from obedience to this religion, then I'm going to do bara, which is distance myself. That's what unconditional love means for us. Because this is how Allah defines that unconditional love. As long as you are living your life adhering to Allah's laws, staying away from what he commanded, I'll be there for you. That's called el-wala. My allegiance is to Allah, to the Prophet, to the religion, and all the people who follow it. As long as you are doing what you're supposed to do, I'll be there to help you. I'll be there to support you. I'll be there to even pick you up when I see you falling down. I'll do everything in my power to prevent you from destroying yourself. But once you transgress, once you go get to that place of self-destruction, and there's no coming back for you, then I'm going to wipe my hands and distance myself. Do you understand? So that's what Allah says unconditional love is. So when you guys are seeking answers about this religion, don't ask anybody's personal take, because our personal opinions don't mean nothing. Ask the people, what does Allah say? What did the Prophet Muhammad say about unconditional love? And that's what Allah says. Allah says, when we declare La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, we are declaring that my allegiance is to all Muslims as long as they are adhering to this religion. I'm going to enjoin the good and forbid the evil. If I see you doing something wrong, if I see that you're not praying, if I see that you're not wearing hijab, I'm going to approach you and try to win you back over. But when you stand there and tell me I'm done, I don't believe that wearing the hijab is an obligation, I'm going to wipe my hands and distance myself. So does that answer your question, sister? We do not support people who sin. That's what Christians teach, especially Catholics. From what I was told, that is a very Catholic way of thinking. The Catholics believe that. We're not Catholics. We're not Christians. We are people who submit to Allah, not to the Pope, not to no statue. So I want everybody to take heed to this answer. Do not allow the ideas of the West to influence your Islamic ideas, your Islamic values. Don't get it twisted. Unconditional love is good, but we will back off if you transgress the limits. And Allah knows best. Does that answer the question for you, sister?
Yes, but also, how do I know when I've reached that limit with someone?
If they tell you that they get out of their face. If I tell you get the heck out my face, you don't tell me what to do. I ain't gonna wear no hijab. Get out of my face. Then that's when you say I did my job. Allah says in the Quran, turn away from ignorant people. So now the person is combative. The person is telling you they don't want you telling them nothing no more. They tell you, get out of my face, back away. I ain't into that. Then you say, okay, I did my job. You walk away and you distance yourself. You tell that person when you walk away, well, don't call me no more. Until you start practicing your deen, until you change your evil ways, don't call me. That's what you tell them, because in Islam, we're not cowards either. We're straight up people. The people have become cowardly now. But as Muslims, we're supposed to be strong and fearless. So if the person starts telling you to get out of their face, don't bring that crap to me no more. You look them in the eye and say, okay, I did my job, but I'm letting you know, until you stop dealing in your drugs, until you stop having sex, or until you stop not wearing hijab, I'm distancing myself. Don't call me. And you walk away. You understand? It takes common sense. You know when a person doesn't want to be bothered with you no more. You just say okay and back away. That's it. Don't ask me no more. And I ain't going to deal with you until you get it right. You got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this religion is easy. Islam is not hard as we make it out to be. But what happens is we get it twisted, living in a Christian, Judeo-Christian, Zionist society. Very crazy. All right, so I like that question because it goes hand in hand with what I'm teaching here. Today, what we're going to do, we're going to continue. We're continuing with the book, Diluting El-Wala Wal-Bara. We'll begin with page 82, 182. And we'll be covering pages 182 to 184. Because what Sheikh Kareem speaks about in this section is how to implement allegiance and distancing when it comes to making decisions about money, making decisions about what the sister here was asking, choosing friends, choosing people to surround yourself with. So let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen. Give me a second. And by the way, guys, Sheikh Saud of AMJA, the American Muslim Jurists Association. He's one of the scholars of the American Ulama. The American Ulama. He will be resuming his class tonight at 6:45 p.m. So right after this class, no, not 6:45, at 7:45. I forget he's in Texas, which is Central Time. At 7:45 p.m. and it'll be every Thursday. It'll be Understanding the Quran with Sheikh Saud. It's really a pleasure to have a person of his caliber, because he is a real scholar of the American Ulama. You know, it's a pleasure having him here to teach. So that's going to be at 7:45. But for now, let me take this stuff down. Did I do it right? Yeah, okay, here. All right, and yeah, you guys, Brother Ibrahim says, Sister Laila, I know that you're always telling us always telling the new converts that when they convert to Islam to not worry about their parents because their parents have unconditional love. Yeah, that's why I tell y'all that. Because your parents are Christian. They have what they call unconditional love for you. They love you despite good and evil. So and when they see that you're, hold hold on, guys. Somebody. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is. Give me a second. Relatives, people. Hold on. Let me see who's at the door. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. People come by and don't call. All right, so lucky I answered the door. Okay. Hold on. Let me let her know. Let me let her know that I got this. Okay. All right. So okay, let me put this PowerPoint up here. It's been a crazy. Oh yeah, like I was saying, yeah, when the new converts, yeah, that's why I tell you new converts, don't freak out about your parents, because your parents have the Christians. Their definition of that type of unconditional love is they'll accept you regardless of what you do. And then for the Muslims, like when you sisters come to me complaining about how your father might get angry at you, when I tell y'all he has unconditional love, I'm talking about as long as you are for practicing your deen. You wear hijab, you make your prayers. You're a good Muslim. Your father will overlook that shortcoming crap and accept you unconditionally. No other man is going to do that for you except your father. For the Muslim woman, your father, if he's a Muslim man, he has that unconditional love for you. He'll even forgive you when you do make a mistake and repent. If you make a mistake and repent and go back to your father, he will accept that. He will forgive you. That's unconditional love for the Muslim. You know, you admit you was wrong. You admit you made an error and they accept it. And by the way, Sister Awa, don't use the companion thing anymore because it doesn't work. I mean, it works, but this information it puts out is not good. Yeah, because we've been using it and it doesn't even cover half of the stuff that I talk about. So we ain't going to use it no more. It's not worth it. But anyway, guys, so that's the unconditional love that I tell you, young girls. Your father, you know, he's going to forgive you unconditionally. He'll put whatever happened in the past, unconditionally, meaning not holding a grudge against you. Do you Muslim women understand? Yeah, so that's how unconditionally is viewed by us. It's totally different. All right, so let's turn off that thing because that thing doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't give us half the information. All right, so let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen. Hold on, guys. Let me share this because we do have Sheikh Saud at 7:45. Yeah, so here's this. Let me go on here. Hold on. And for the people on Zoom, I'm going to share you guys here to my PowerPoint. And the people on Facebook and YouTube, let me share you guys right here. Embracing. Here it is. Embracing. Okay. And make it, go in here and make it a little larger. There you go. Okay. There it is. It should be here for everybody now. Okay. There it is. Let me make it a little bit larger. if I can move this out the way. Go here and click here. Okay, so today what we're going to do is speak about how to embrace allegiance and disassociation when it comes to making decisions in regards to financial things and also friendships. Remember, since our fitra has been awakened, Allah is going to test us. He's going to put us in situations which we're going to have to make choices. And as I discussed yesterday, Allah, this is a misconception that Muslims have. Allah does not make choices for you. He does not make choices for I either. We make our own choices in life. It's just that he knows what they're going to be. He'll put us in different situations just to see what we choose, even though he knows what we're going to choose. And then on the day of judgment, he's going to have the angels read all our choices back to us. And we cannot blame anyone but ourselves for the choices we made. So, again, embracing allegiance and disassociation and decision making, as we discussed yesterday, is a transformative process where the soul consciously applies the principles of allegiance and disassociation to shape their choices and actions. And in order to make the right actions and the right choices, we're going to have to, number one, prioritize obedience to Allah. Make obedience to Allah our priority, not obedience to your father, not obedience to your brother, not obedience to your husband. Obedience to Allah must be first. That's the priority. Before you decide on anything, you have to ask yourself, is this something that Allah allowed me to do? Does Allah view what this thing is to be unlawful or not? Don't ask, does your parents like it? Is this something that my mother would like? Is this something that my father would like? Is this something that my husband would like? We don't ask those type of questions. Instead, it should be, is it something that Allah would like for me to do? So thus, whatever the decision is, you're basing it on is Allah's Islamic values, not man's. And that applies when it comes to choosing friends too. Even when it comes to choosing people to surround ourselves with, you don't ask, would your husband like you to be friends with this person? Would your mother like for you to be friends with this person? No. Ask, what would Allah say about your relationship with this person? Is this a relationship that Allah would approve? Listen to what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He said, a person is upon the religion of his best friend. So let yourself look at who you choose to be your friend. So again, when it comes to meeting people, hanging out with people, ask yourself, is this someone who Allah would approve of? A lot of you sisters are working now. How many of you have relationships off the job with kafir women? How many of you sisters are telling your personal business, your personal problems, your personal life stories to these kafir women? You think those women are going to give you advice that's of any benefit when they don't believe in the same thing you believe in? Their lifestyle is nothing like yours. You're upon their religion. You're basing your choices upon their lifestyle. So again, we have to look at allegiance and disassociation in all matters, including, choosing friends, especially friends, because a person is influenced by whatever religion or whatever way of life your friends are upon. If your friends smoke marijuana, you're going to smoke marijuana too. If your friends are having sex out of wedlock, so will you. Your friends got girlfriend and boyfriend, so will you. So as Muslims, we're supposed to surround ourselves with like-minded believers like us who are upholding the principles of Islam. That's what we're supposed to do. But if I were to go around the room and ask you who your best friend is, most of you would say your best friend is a kafir. And that's sad. So let's take a look at the first scenario that Sheikh Kareem Abu Zayd puts in this chapter. Here's the scenario. Allah says in the Quran, in the interpretation of the meaning, do not eat up one another's property unjustly by robbing or stealing or deceiving, nor give bribery to the people of authority, so that you may knowingly eat up a part of the other people's property sinfully. Here we can see that this verse is addressing financial decisions. When it comes to our financial decisions, they too should be reflective of the principles of allegiance and disassociation. As Muslims, we have to avoid receiving money from illegal sources, robbing banks, stealing, deceiving, lying just to get more money. This is all haram. Also usury, interest, exploitation. All of this stuff is haram. This is unlawful means. Allah forbids us from making decisions to take money from unlawful sources. Everybody understand that? So this verse highlights the significance of making sure that when it comes to our financial dealings, that all our decisions are in accordance with allegiance and disassociation. One of my relatives called me last week, complaining to me about how she has to move. And it just don't make no sense that I'm paying $2,000 a month rent to somebody and it ain't even my place. I'm like, what? That ain't my problem. That's your business. Who cares? Well, I should be able to buy a house. I should be able to buy a house. I said, you got money to pay for a house? No. So why you want to buy a house? Because even if you buy a house, it ain't yours until you pay off the interest from the bank. So you still going to be paying $2,000 a month rent to a bank. And if you miss one payment, they're going to take your house from you. What's the difference? You renting. Even when you buy a house, you're renting unless you paying cash for it, the whole amount. Then the person says, well, you should co-sign for me. I don't co-sign for you. If I don't live in a house, I pay rent too. So what? Your rent is $1,800. My rent is $1,500. What's the difference? Your rent is $2,000. Mine is $1,500. So what? I ain't got to own no house with the bank to be happy. I'm happy in my little bitty apartment. The person got to complaining more and more. I said, that's your problem. I'm getting off the phone because to you be your deeds and to me be mine. Assalamu alaikum. And I hung up the phone. You know, don't try to tempt me into buying no house. You know, it's haram. It would be a haram. I wouldn't live in it and be happy. I'd live in it and be miserable because it's the same situation. Except I got to stay in that house for 30 years, which I ain't even guaranteed that I'm going to wake up tomorrow. And if I die owing that debt of interest, my soul will be in between the two worlds. Are you out your mind? You can take your problems on to the Lord. Layla ain't nobody's Lord. Hello? So we have to adhere to the Islamic values of honesty, integrity, fairness when it comes to financial matters. And don't allow anyone, not our children, not our parents, or anyone else to cause us to transgress the laws of Allah. All right? Everybody understand that. Also, when it comes to embracing allegiance and disassociation in decision making, it takes courage, guys. And you, just like I had to remain strong with this person, the relative that called me crying and throwing a hissy fit, thinking I'm supposed to go and co-sign for this idiot to buy a house, I got courage. I didn't back down. I didn't let this person try to appeal to my sympathy. Remember, sympathy is what causes us to transgress the limits. I am not a sympathetic person. I'm an empathetic person. If you come to me seeking sympathy, you ain't gonna get it. And when that person realized they couldn't get the sympathy, then that's when they started to blame, the guilt. Blaming you. You're the reason why nothing ever works out for me. You're the reason why I got a bad life. You're the reason why I sat there. That didn't impact me either. I said, I ain't the reason for nothing, baby. I brought you in the world. That's it. I didn't even have control over that. The Lord decreed for you to be born, not me. So the blame and pity don't work. So when it comes to embracing decision making, you're gonna have to have courage, guys, because Shaitan will try every which way but loose, to try to get you to renege in your commitment to Allah. Society norms, family, personal desires, that stuff will play with you. But as long as you remain strong and firm in your belief in La ilaha illallah, you'll be able to do just like I did after listening to that blame and pity story for an hour. I said, to you be your deeds, to me be mine. Assalamu alaikum, and hung it up. Okay? So, allegiance and disassociation in decision making empowers the soul to put Allah first and put the religion of Islam a second, and to distance yourself, even if it's your children, even if it's your parents, even if it's your husband. I'm distancing myself from all kinds of sinful behaviors. So the Quran and the Sunnah, I keep telling y'all, what are the two sources of Islam? The two sources of Islam is just the Quran and Sunnah. Those are the lights that guide us. Every choice we make, every decision we make should be based on the Quran and those hadiths. That's it. Especially when it comes to financial choices. Because money is always the root of evil for us as humans. And now, the second scenario that Sheikh Kareem Abu Zayd gives is the impact of allegiance and disassociation in choosing your friends. And as we said, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us that we have to be very careful here. Tread very lightly here, because you're going to take on a religion of your friends. We're living in an environment where there are more non-Muslims than Muslims. So our social circles can influence our faith. They can influence our behavior and our spiritual well-being. So we have to be mindful of the company we keep and their impact on our journey towards Allah. And remember, the Quran is our guidance. The example of the Prophet Muhammad and his companions are also our examples. So we rely upon them when it comes to making the right choices. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. Be patient with those who call upon their Lord in the morning and the evening, seeking his beautiful face. Here Allah is telling us to stay with those people. Keep ourselves busy and patient with those people who believe in Allah, who worship him 5 times a day, who are living their lives seeking his approval and not the approval of man. So we have to be careful who we choose to surround ourselves with. The focus should be on people who are loyal to Allah. The focus should be on people who prioritize Allah. The focus should be on people who strive to lead righteous lives. Because these are the people who will encourage us and help us in our journey towards Allah. And when it comes to choosing friends, we have to be careful how we do it. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught the companions, and he taught us to look at the people's action. That's why I tell you guys, when you hear these Muslims say, you can't judge me, only Allah can judge me, that's another Christian remark. That goes in the same category of unconditional love. The Christians are the ones that yell out, you can't judge me. That's not Islam. In Islam, we're supposed to judge each other. We're obligated to judge each other. We judge our actions. We judge each other's speech. The Prophet said, look at the actions of those around you. Listen to how they talk. Are they adhering to the laws of Islam? Do their actions sync with how Allah said they should be? Does their speech reflect what Allah says it should? Do they show honesty? Do they show integrity and kindness in their actions? Do their actions show that they are committed to Allah's obligations? Do they pray? Do they give in charity? Are they seeking knowledge of Islam, or are they just seeking knowledge of the dunya? So as Muslims, I can judge you. I'm supposed to judge you, but based on your actions and what comes out of your mouth. And based on the fact that you made such a statement to me, I'm going to choose to not allow you into my circle of friends. Oh yeah. My circle of friends understand that we're supposed to judge each other's actions. So since you don't understand that, you cannot be allowed in my circle. And then you walk away. Does everybody understand? So thus, guys, it's crucial to note that allegiance and disassociation is implemented in all aspects of our lives. In worship, in interactions with each other, even in our decision making. And a question that many Muslims ask, well, what about the fact that we live in a non-Muslim environment? Do we isolate ourselves from the non-Muslims? No, we don't isolate ourselves. The Prophet lived in an environment with non-Muslims too. He didn't isolate the Muslims from them. Islam encourages positive engagement with them based on respect and understanding. When you go to work, your co-workers have your back and you got their back on the job. But once you punch out to go home, that's when you distance yourself. Everybody understand that? We deal with the non-Muslims from a distance. We work with them. We interact with them in business. but we just don't get close to them to the point where we're taking them as intimate friends. And we also don't support them in their sinful actions either. So, subhanAllah, this is what I wanted to cover today. This is pages 182 through 184. And I told you guys yesterday, this is going to be my second favorite chapter of this book, because in this book, in this chapter, Sheikh Kareem, what he's done is he's given scenarios or different situations which will entail making the proper decisions, making the proper choices in order to maintain and keep our fitra ignited. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to log out for right now. We have Sheikh Saud at 7:45, which would be in about, what, 20 minutes? 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, in about 20 minutes, Sheikh Saud will be coming to do his class. And let me show you guys, wait, let me fix that too. Wait a minute, we have a jingle for that. Hold on, let me, Sheikh Saud. Just to remind you guys of that class, because he did 2 lectures. Let me delete that. And I think I have a thing here. I just made it again. I think we got it. You know, I just thought about it, Geechee. Does that one have, is this an announcement too? Do we have he changed it. It used to be Wednesdays. Did this one have the word Wednesday in it? I don't remember. Give me a second, guys. Let me look at this. I had to re-upload it. Let me see. This is Thursday, right? This old jingle didn't have the word Wednesday in it, did it?
Oh, it used to say Thursday.
Oh, it's always Thursdays? Okay.
Yes.
But so it would probably be a different time though, huh? I might have to have Geechee just put that part. Let me see. It's processing. I'm getting ready to play it. Yeah, I'm getting ready to play it now, guys. I can't remember. We got so many classes going on here and so much going on. It's hard for me to. Okay, let's see. Here it is. Let's see what it says. Where's that?
Assalamu alaikum. Sunnah Followers presents a new and exciting course to add to your Islamic learning and development. Interpretation in Living with the Quran, taught by Sheikh Saud Hassanin, considered to be one of the most accomplished scholars of Quranic science in the United States. He is a member of AMJA, the Assembly of Muslim Jurists of America. He holds a PhD in Islamic Studies, professor at IUM. His specialty is in 10 different styles of Quranic recitation and jurisprudence. Classes will be held every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, streaming right here on Sunnah Followers.
Okay, that's it. If the ad says 8, we'll probably keep it because it's based on Okay, hold on for a second, guys. Hold on. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, how are you, Dr. Ali?
I'm very good, thank you. My apologies for getting back to you. It's been a really busy few weeks for me.
Yeah, I know you're a doctor, so we expect that. Yeah.
It's the doctor part is the easy part. Everything else is what takes time. So, how's everything with you?
Everything's fine. You see that? Have you been looking at the shorts we put out of your classes?
I haven't. I wanted to ask you. So I know I saw Sunnah Followers on YouTube, but I didn't find it on Instagram. So is it under a different name?
Hey, it's in Laila Nasheeba. Yeah, it's connected to our thing, but it's Laila Nasheeba. Type Laila. For some reason, Instagram keeps going back to Lake because it's a business. And even though we are nonprofit, we are Sunnah followers online. But by me being a CEO, it keeps going back to Laila Nasheeba. So yeah.
How many followers do you have on Instagram so I find the right page?
How many followers do I got on Instagram? Anybody know?
2.
I got more than 2 followers. How many? They don't know. They don't know. I got
people listening.
No, I'm talking about the followers of my Instagram account. Not the people listening to the class right now.
340.
340. So we got the most on Facebook. We got 12,000 on Facebook. Yeah, that's where most of my people come from, Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so so there is. I will look for it. And so I didn't know where to look, and so I will look and look them up. Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Yes. Now, what about your class? Your class. That's what I was calling you about too.
Yes. And so I haven't started it yet because Sheikh Hassan, he started that tafsir that he's doing on Saturdays, and it's like final exam time and stuff. So I kind of said, you know what, people are kind of busy with all this stuff, and so I said I'm going to wait a little bit. So I will let you know when I restart that. They actually ended up canceling the Saturday class because there was only 2 students or 1 student or something.
Oh, you canceled Saturday?
I didn't cancel it. Maurice canceled it. They said that it's just two students, and they said we're not gonna hold it just for 1 or 2 students.
Oh,
so what I can do is what I wanted to do is I want to commit to something still, and so tell me what day of the week is best for you, when you and I'll try to put something together just for you guys.
Oh, any day. I mean, because your classes are popular. Everybody like you because of the English. I just got Sheikh Hassanin, Asad Hassan, you know him, and he's down here in Texas, Amja. He's starting his classes today, Thursday at 7:45. And other than that, Monday through Friday is just my 6 o'clock class and my 9 o'clock class.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll think about a good time, and maybe we'll start next week, inshallah.
Yes.
And then I'll try to figure out a good day of the week, maybe Thursday. So you said he's doing Thursdays.
Yeah, he's just doing Thursday at 7:45. But Monday through Friday, it's just me at 6 o'clock, and I got a class at 9. But you could take any of those times if you wanted, you know. But
6 o'clock is Eastern time, right?
Yeah, Eastern time, and 9 o'clock Eastern time. And like I said, the people will come for you because they like you because of your English and stuff. Yes.
Okay. Well, listen, I will.
And the other students remember you from before. They remember you. So yeah.
All right, so give me like a little bit, like a few days, and I'll figure out something. I was maybe we can do like, do you want to what's something that you would like me to teach, or is there some topic that's more of interest or more needed right now than another? I
got so many new people following me now since I'm streaming. They like, what any topics y'all prefer from Dr. Ali or anything? What do y'all suggest? They like Akida. Well, I'm gonna tell you what's killing them is Akida. They love this, the basics of Islam. They don't, they like the way that you were breaking down how you and Jamali are breaking down Akida. I got a lot of new shahadas here. And so anything dealing with Akida, probably. Yeah.
Here's one thing that I think is always really, really important especially for new Muslims as well as people who have been Muslim for a while, is how to deal with misconceptions.
That's perfect. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. Yes. Let me write that down. Yeah. Yeah, do something on how to deal with, because that's what they are saying. There's so many people on the internet teaching Islam, and they don't know who to listen to. That's what they type. Brother Ibrahim is typing now. Yes, because the only person I can listen to is Laila. She's the only one that bases it on Quran and Sunnah. Yeah, that's her brother, and this brother Abdullah saying the same thing. Yeah, they saying that would be great.
Okay, fair enough. Let's do that then. So that'll be the subject. I'll figure out a good time, and we'll and what day our start date will be. Yeah, my daughter, mashallah, she's graduating on the 11th. And so,
oh, mashallah, what's her degree in?
She's education and English.
Oh, mashallah, I'm so proud of her. She's grown up, Dr. Ali.
She's grown up.
Oh my God, I want to cry. And how's your wife? She's doing good too?
She's doing very good.
Oh my, she's still pretty too. She was so beautiful to me. SubhanAllah. Mashallah. Tell her I love her for the sake of Allah. I think about her all the time. She's the one that inspired me to tell these kids to go to school to be nurse practitioners. And tell her I got a couple of them here and a lot of BSNs because of her recommendation. Alhamdulillah. Yes.
You know, she always speaks about you.
Oh, mashallah.
You really affected her in a very, very positive way.
Oh,
So
alhamdulillah.
good to know it's mutual.
Oh, alhamdulillah. It makes me want to cry. Okay, so you're going to text me back. And so, but your Saturday class is canceled. Okay, let me write that.
Canceled. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's why Dr. Jamali was mad.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because Dr. Jamali was mad with them because he came for his class and then he ended up having to, he was pretty angry about it. So maybe that's what he was mad about. Okay. All right. Okay, well, may Allah bless you, Dr. Ali, and just let me know what day, like I said, they'll come for it, whatever. They all saying alhamdulillah. That's what they want. That's a great topic. Alhamdulillah.
I have two side questions that are kind of private.
Okay, hold on, guys. Let me log off, you guys, okay? I'll be back. Let me close this stream. Dr. Ali gives his salam to y'all. Assalamu alaikum.